Hello students, today I am going to teach you to solve quadratic equations. There are three methods you can use to solve quadratic equation. First one, by factoring. This method you have learned in the previous video. Today I am going to explain these two methods by completing the square and by using the quadratic formula. Now look at this quadratic equation. Can you factorize this one? Multiply first term and last term. It is minus 8x to the power 2. Now I am going to separate this into two terms. Product of these two terms should be equal to this one and sum of these two terms should be equal to minus 4. Are there any two terms that suitable for this one? No. Here you can't factorize this one. If you can't factorize this quadratic equation, you have to use alternative methods to solve this quadratic equation. These are the two methods here we are going to use to solve this type of quadratic equations. Now I am going to explain this method, solving quadratic equations by completing the square. Now look at this algebraic expression and the square of it. Here when you square this right hand side, you can obtain these three terms. Square of first term x to the power 2. Then 2 times first term multiplied by second term is 6x. Then square of second term is 9. What is the relationship between these two terms? When you divide coefficient of x by 2, you can obtain this number. So divide by 2. What is the relationship between these two numbers? Square of this number is equal to 9. So square this number. This is a square of a binomial expression. When you remove brackets of this expression, you can obtain these three terms. Here coefficient of x divide by 2, you can obtain this term. When you square it, you can obtain this term. Now look at this one. Write the constant term you should include to convert each of the following expressions to a perfect square and write it as a perfect square. Here you have to add some term to write this as a square of a binomial expression. Here first term is x. So you can write x here. Then here 10. Divide it by 2. It is 5. When you square 5, it is 25. Coefficient of x divide by 2, it is 5. Then square 5, it is 25. Question says write the constant term. This is the constant term 25. You should include to convert each of the following into a perfect square. This is the perfect square, x plus 5 to the power 2. This term we call perfect square. Now look at the second example. First term is x. Then coefficient is minus 8 divided by 2 minus 4. X minus 4 to the power 2. Then what is the term here you have to add? Square this one. Minus 4. When you square minus 4, it is plus 16. Look at the third example. First term x. So write x here. Then divide the coefficient of x by 2. Coefficient of x is here 2y. 2y divided by 2 is y. Then square this term to obtain this one. It is y to the power 2. Fourth one. Here you have to write the square. X plus y square equal to these three terms. Here first term is x. So write x here. Here coefficient of x is 5. You have to divide it by 2. 5 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2. Then you have to square this one to obtain this one. 5 divided by 2, square it. 5 to the power 2, 25. 2 to the power 2, 4. So you have to add 25 over 4 here. And this is the perfect square, x plus 5 over 2 squared. Last one. First term is x. Write x here. Minus 7. Minus 7 divided by 2. Write it here. Minus 7 divided by 2. Then square it to obtain this term. Minus 7 divided by 2 square. Minus 7 to the power 2, it is plus 49. 2 to the power 2, 4. You have to add 49 over 4. And write the square here. These are the perfect squares we obtain. Right? Relationship between these two is coefficient of x divided by 2. You can obtain this term. Then square this term to obtain this one. Let's start to solve quadratic equations by completing square. This is the first example. These are some instructions you have to follow. First, keep all x terms in left side. X terms means x to the power 2 and 4x. Keep it in left side. And move the constant term to right side. You have to move this minus 8 to right hand side. X to the power 2 minus 4x equal minus 8 become plus 8. Then divide the coefficient of x by 2 and square it. Here coefficient of x is minus 4. First you have to divide it by 2. Minus 4 divided by 2, it is minus 2. Then you have to square it. Minus 2 to the power 2. It means minus 2 multiplied by minus 2, it is plus 4. Then the third instruction is add it to the both sides of the quadratic equation. This value 4, you have to add both sides of this equation. X to the power 2 minus 4x, then add 4, 8, then add 4. This value add to both sides of the equation. Then you have to write the left side as a perfect square. You have to write this expression as a square. First term is x. So write x here. Then divide this term by 2. Minus 4 divided by 2, it is minus 2. Then square this one, it is equal plus 4. When you divide coefficient of x by 2, it is minus 2. You have to write minus 2 here. Now right hand side, 8 plus 4, it is 12. Then you have to take the square root of both sides. X minus 2 to the power 2 equal 12. Take the square root of both sides. Here square and square root cancel. Only x minus 2 remains. Here you have to write plus o minus square root 12. At the beginning of the question, the value of square root 3 is given, 1.73. So now you have to use that value to solve this equation. X minus 2 equal, first arrange this one as a surd. Write this as a product of square number and other number. Product of square number and other number. Here square number is 4. Now you can take square root of it. Square root of 4 is 2. Then square root 3. Now you can substitute the value of square root 3 here. The mathematical operation in between these two is multiplication. The value of square root 3 is 1.73. Then x minus 2 equal, multiply these two values, it is 3.46. Now I am going to separate this expression into two parts. X minus 2 equal plus 3.46 or x minus 2 equal minus 3.46. X minus 2 equal plus 3.46 or x minus 2 equal minus 3.46. Here plus or minus separate into two parts. Take here positive one and take here negative one. Then you have to subject x. Take minus 2 right hand side. It is plus 2. Then value of x is plus 5.46. Here. Take minus 2 right hand side. It is plus 2. The value of x here is negative value, positive value. Subtract these two and put the sign of minus. It is 1.46. Now there are two values we obtain by solving the above quadratic equation. Solution of the above equation are x equal 5.46 and x equal minus 1.46. This is the answer for first example. Let's start the second example. First move this constant term to right hand side and keep x terms in left hand side. X to the power 2 plus 6x equal minus 1. Then the coefficient of x, it is 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2. It is 3. Then square it. 3 to the power 2 is 9. Now you have to add 9 to both sides of this equation. X to the power 2 plus 6x plus 9. Then right hand side minus 1 plus 9. Add 9 to both sides of this equation. Now you have to write the left hand side as a perfect square. First term is x. Then here 6. Divide the coefficient of x by 2. It is 3. So write 3 here. When you square 3, it is 9. Right hand side minus 1 and plus 9, it is plus 8. Then you have to take the square root of both sides. Here square and square root cancel. Only x plus 3 equal plus or minus square root 8. Now you can see square root 2 is given. Square root 2 is 1.41. You have to use that value here. First write this as a product of square number and other number. It is 4 multiplied by 2. X plus 3 equal plus or minus square root of 4 is 2 multiplied by square root 2. X plus 3 equal plus or minus 2 multiply. The value of square root 2 is 1.41. Write it here. Then multiply these two. 2 multiply 1.41 is 2.82. Now I am going to separate this into two parts. You can take one as x plus 3 equal plus 2.82 or other one is x plus 3 equal minus 2.82. Positive one here and negative one here. Then subject x. Take plus 3 to right hand side. It is minus 3. Then subject x. Take plus 3 right hand side. It is minus 3. Here different signs. Subtract 2.82 from 3 and put the sign of the larger one. The sign of the larger one is minus. Subtract 2.82 from 3. It is 0.18. The sign is minus. So answer is minus 0.18. Or here same sign. Add these two. 2.82 plus 3. It is 5.82. Minus 5.82. This is the answer for solving above quadratic equation. X equal minus 0.18 or x equal minus 5.82. Let's start third example. Here first arrange coefficient of x squared as 1. Here coefficient of x squared is 2. Look at first example and second example that we discussed earlier. The coefficient of x squared is 1 here. But in the third example, coefficient of x squared is 2. First you have to arrange it as 1. So divide each and every term by 2. Here 2 and 2 cancel. It is 1, 1x to the power 2, 5 over 2x and half, right hand side 0. Then you have to follow previous instructions. First move this constant term to right hand side. Keep x terms in left hand side. It is minus half. Then divide the coefficient of x by 2. I am going to divide the coefficient x by 2. 5 divided by 2. Divide by 2. It is 5 divided by 4. 5 divided by 2, again divide by 2. You have to write this one in the numerator place. Then it is 5 over 4. Then you have to square this value. 5 divided by 4, square it. 5 to the power 2, 25. 4 to the power 2, 16. Now you have to add this value to both sides of this equation. 5 divided by 2x, then add 25 over 16. Add it to right hand side also. Then write the left hand side as a perfect square. First term is x, so write x here. Then when you are writing second one, you have to divide the coefficient of x by 2. 5 divided by 2 divided by 2. It is 5 divided by 4. The relationship between these two is 2 times of this term is equal to this one. Then right hand side, to simplify this one, take the common denominator. It is 16. Multiply this one by 8. 2 multiplied by 8, 16. Then minus 1 multiplied by 8, it is minus 8 and plus 25. X plus 5 over 4 to the power 2 minus 8 plus 25, it is plus 17. Now you have to take the square root of both sides. Square and square root cancel, only x plus 5 over 4 remaining. Here square root of 17 given in the beginning of the question. It is 4.12. You have to write plus or minus 4.12. And what is the square root of 16? It is a square number. You can take the square root as a whole number. It is 4. Square root 17 given in the question, it is plus or minus 4.12 and square root 16 is 4. Now I am going to separate this into two parts. X plus 5 over 4 equal, take the positive ones. So first plus 4.12 divided by 4 or plus 5 over 4 equals minus 4.12 divided by 4. Separate this right hand side into two parts. Take positive one here and take negative one here. Now subject x. 4.12 over 4. Take this term right hand side. It is minus 5 over 4. And subject x minus 4.12 over 4. Take this term right hand side. It is minus 5 over 4. Now here common denominator is 4. You have to subtract these two values. 5 minus 4.12. It is 0.88. Then here sign of the larger one is minus, so minus 0.88 over 4. Right hand side, both are minus, so you have to add these two. It is minus 9.12 divided by 4. Here answer is minus 0.22 or minus 2.28. This is the solution for above quadratic equation. Let's start fourth example. Here coefficient of x squared is 3. First you have to arrange coefficient of x squared as 1. So divide each and every term by 3. Here cancel, x squared remains 4 over 3x, right hand side 1. Now this number in right hand side and x terms are in left hand side. Then you have to arrange this as a perfect square. First divide coefficient of x by 2. Coefficient of x is 4 over 3. Divide it by 2. So write another 2 in the denominator of this fraction. It is 4 over 3 multiplied by 2, 6. You can simplify this more. 4 and 6 you can divide by 2. It is 2 over 3. When you divide 4 over 3 by 2, the value is 2 over 3. Then square this value. 2 over 3 to the power 2. 2 to the power 2, 4. 3 to the power 2, 9. Then add this value to both sides of this equation. X to the power 2, 4 over 3x. Then add 4 over 9 to both sides of the equation. Then write left side as a perfect square. First term is x, so write x here. Then divide coefficient of x by 2, 4 over 3, divide it by 2 and write it here. When you divide 4 over 3 by 2, it is 2 over 3. Write 2 over 3 here. Then right hand side, you have to take the common denominator 9. 1 multiplied by 9, 9 plus 4. Right hand side 9 plus 4, 13 over 9. Now take the square root of both sides. Square and square root cancel. Left side x minus 2 over 3. In the right side, square root 13 given in the beginning, it is 3.6. What is the square root of 9? It is a square number, so you can take it as 3. Now I am going to separate this answer into two parts. It is x minus 2 over 3 equal plus 3.6 divided by 3 or minus 3.6 divided by 3. Then subject x. Take this term into right hand side. It is plus 2 over 3. Minus 3.6 divided by 3. Then take this term right hand side. It is plus 2 over 3. Now both fractions denominator is same 3. So you can add numerators. It is 5.6 divided by 3 or here different signs. This one minus and this one plus. 3.6 minus 2. It is 1.6. The sign of the large one is minus, so 1.6 minus divided by 3. When you divide these two, the answers are recurring decimals. So you have to write it as 1.86 recurring. Here number 6 is repeating. Then divide this one by 3. It is 0.53. Here 3 recurring. This is the solution for above quadratic equation. Now I am going to explain the third method that you can use to solve quadratic equation. This one is using quadratic formula. This is the quadratic formula we use to solve a quadratic equation. If the quadratic equation in the form of ax to the power 2 plus bx plus c equals 0, we can use this formula. It is x equal minus b plus or minus within square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Here a means coefficient of x squared. Coefficient of x squared is a. B is coefficient of x. C is the constant term. This is the constant term. Let's solve this quadratic equation using the formula. Keep all terms in one side of the equation. When you are using quadratic formula, first you have to keep all terms in one side, left side or right side. Then identify a, b and c. Here a is coefficient of x squared. It is 1. B is coefficient of x. It is 6. C is the constant term. It is 1. First write these three values a, b, c. A is 1, b is 6 and c is 1. Then I am going to write the quadratic formula. It is x equal minus b plus or minus within square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. You have to remember this equation. When you are writing answers in the exam, you have to remember this one. Now substitute values of a, b, c. b is 6 minus b, then minus 6. b to the power 2, it is 6 to the power 2. 4, a is 1 and c also 1. Divide by 2a, 2 multiplied by a equal 1. So 2 multiplied by 1. Then 6 to the power 2, it is 36. Then 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1, it is 4. 2 multiplied by 1, 2. 36 minus 4, it is 32. Now you want to find the value of square root 32, but it is not given in the question. Only square root 2 is given in the question. You have to arrange this as a surd to obtain the value of square root 2. First write this as a product of square number and other number. Minus 6 plus or minus 32 you can write as 16 multiplied by 2. 16 is a square number and we know the value of square root 2. It is given in the question. Divide by 2. Square root 16 is 4. 4 multiplied by square root 2. Divide by 2. Now substitute the value of square root 2 here. It is 1.41. Divide by 2. 4 multiplied by 1.41 is 5.64. Now I am going to separate this answer into two parts. First one take as minus 6 plus 5.64 divided by 2. Second one take as minus 6 minus 5.64 divided by 2. Take positive one here. Plus 5.64. Take negative 1 here, minus 5.64. Now you can simplify this one. Here different signs. So you have to subtract these two and put the sign of the larger one. 6 minus 5.64. It is 0.36. Put the sign of the larger one. It is minus. Then right hand side. Same sign. So add these two. 6 plus 5, 11. Minus 11.64 divided by 2. Here answer is x equal minus 0.18 or x equal minus 5.82. This is the solution of above quadratic equation. Here we discuss same example in the previous method also. This is completing square method and this one is using quadratic formula method. But in both methods you obtain the same answer. Now see here, answer is 0.18 or 5.82. In this method also answer is 0.18 or 5.82. Let's start second example. First identify A, B, C terms. A is plus 2 and B is coefficient of x is B. It is minus 6 and C is 1. Then write the quadratic formula. Now substitute these values into this formula. Minus B. Here B is minus 6. First write this minus sign. Then for B substitute minus 6. Write it within bracket. Again look at here. First write this minus sign. Then for B substitute minus 6. Write it within brackets. Then B squared. It is minus 6 squared. 4 A equal 2 C equal 1. Then divide by 2A. 2 multiplied by 2. The value of A is 2. Now simplify this one. Minus multiplied by minus. It becomes plus 6. Then minus 6 to the power 2. It is plus 36. 4 multiplied by 2, 8. Divide by 2 multiplied by 2, 4. Plus or minus 36 minus 8. It is 28. Divide by 4. In the question, it is given square root of 7. So you have to arrange this as square root 7. First write this as the product of square number and other number. It is 4 multiplied by 7. This is a square number and the value of square root 7 given in the question. Divide by 4. The value of square root 4 is 2. Multiply square root 7 equal 2.65. Divide by 4. 6 plus or minus, multiply these two, it is equal 5.3. Divide by 4. Now I am going to separate this into two parts, positive 1 and negative 1. Plus 5.3 and here minus 5.3. Now simplify this one. 6 plus 5.3, it is 11.3. Divide by 4. 6 minus 5.3, it is 0.7. 0.7 divided by 4. The answer is 2.825 or 0.175. This is the answer. Look at third example. First remove brackets here. 6x to the power 2 plus 6x. Then take all terms into one side. When you are using quadratic formula, you have to arrange all terms in one side of the equation. Then identify terms A, B, C. Here A is 6, B also 6 and C is minus 11. Now substitute these values to quadratic formula. Minus B. Here B is 6 minus 6. Plus or minus b to the power 2, it is 6 to the power 2, 4 multiplied by a is 6 multiplied by c is minus 11. Divide by 2a, 2 multiplied by 6. Now simplify this one. Minus 6 plus or minus 6 to the power 2 is 36. Then here minus 4 multiplied by minus 11. Minus 4 multiplied by 6 multiplied by minus 11. When you multiply minus terms, it is plus. Minus multiplied by minus plus. 4 multiplied by 6, 24. 24 multiplied by 11, it is 264. 2 multiplied by 6, 12. Minus 6 plus or minus 36 plus 264, it is 300. Here at the beginning, the square root 3 is given. Square root 3 equal 1.73. So you have to arrange this one into square root 3. Write this as a square number and other number. What is the square number here? 100. 100 multiplied by 3. And take the square root of 100. It is 10 and the square root of 3 is 1.73. Divide by 12. Then multiply these two values. 10 multiplied by 1.73. You have to move this decimal point. 17.3. Divide by 12. Now I am going to separate this answer into two parts. Here separate into two parts, plus 17.3 and minus 17.3. Different sign, subtract and put the sign of the larger one. It is 11.3 divided by 12. Same sign, add these two and put minus sign. When you add these two, it is minus 23.3. Now divide both by 12. Here answer is plus 0.941. Here answer is minus 1.941. This is the answer for above quadratic equation. Let's see what we have learned so far. When you have to solve quadratic equation, first check whether you can solve it by factoring. If you can't factorize that quadratic equation, then you have to use other two methods, by completing square method or by using quadratic formula method. That is all for today, and goodbye everyone.